real quick. I think we're live. There we go. Are we good? Are we good, YouTube? It's kind of weird. Okay, I think we're on. Yeah, we're
Yo,
on. There we go. Yeah, all right. We're gonna talk WrestleMania.
yep.
Ooh, yeah, man.
WrestleMania 39
Oh, I took all my energy out right now. Dude, we will be there at WrestleMania. Are you
next
excited?
weekend.
Excited?
Hold on.
Come on in.
All right, now we're good.
Are you excited, man?
I am. I haven't been to a show since what was it, 2 years ago? SummerSlam I went. That one was cool, but WrestleMania, it's a whole new. It's different, right?
It's a
Like
different beast, man. I
there's
mean,
nothing like it.
nothing like it. A lot of storylines going on right now.
Hmm.
I kind of fell off I fell off a little bit because I was like, it just hasn't been it hasn't been to my liking, especially when Vince McMahon was still around and
Yep.
kind of in the background. And then now you have Hunter, you have Triple H, kind of the creative team. But I think Stephanie is gone. I think Stephanie's gone. Uh, but it was. I would see highlights. I would see clips. I'm not one for to watch all the Raws and all the Smackdowns
Hmm.
anymore. I used to watch them back in like the heyday. The late '90s, early 2000s. That's when Attitude Era was popping. But man, I'm liking what they're doing now. I'm liking the bloodline. I'm liking. I was kind of hoping Sammy would win that last fight with Roman.
Hmm.
But they're really pushing. I think we had this discussion, and we're going to talk about a lot of the matchups, our predictions. But you're excited to see Cody. I'm excited to see Cody against Roman. I'm excited to see Rhea Ripley. She's my girl. Becky Lynch. If it depends, because I only have night two, but you're going to be there for the whole weekend.
Yep, I'm gonna be there night one and night two. But you know what? Night two is the night to be at. It's only because of that main event. That's the match of. I think that's gonna be the match of the weekend. Um, it's the one I'm looking most forward to. It's the one that's gonna impact the company the most moving forward.
Oh, most definitely,
Because
yeah.
are they going to crown a new champion, or are they going to continue Roman's 900 plus day reign? I, as well as you, both believe that they're giving it to Cody, right? We, we believe that, but there is a chance that they don't. And the last couple of matches that Roman's had, I thought for sure Drew McIntyre was going to beat him. For sure, I thought Drew was going to beat him. Sammy, I wanted him to beat him. And I didn't think he was until watching that match. There was like a pinfall towards the end. I thought that was it. I thought we were crowning in the
Oof.
champ.
Yeah,
So
and
I
I
already
ended up
know
going back
WrestleMania
and
is gonna
watching it.
have that. Cody
Hmm.
versus Roman's gonna have some near falls that's gonna make us believe like that's it. And Roman's gonna kick out, Cody's gonna kick out. That one's gonna be a roller coaster. But one thing I always wanted was I wanted to see it live where the babyface wins and the confetti falls from the
Mm,
whatever the top of the stadium. I always
yeah,
wanted to have a moment like that. And I feel like if Cody wins, they'll do that whole confetti thing
I really think they're
for
gonna
him.
cap the night off with a Cody win, and then yeah, let's
Hmm.
discuss let's discuss the main event. We should just start main.
Yep,
You love the nightmare.
I
You've
do.
actually introduced me to the nightmare, Cody. Like you said that Cody's gonna he made his introduction back to the WWE, and what was it? It was
It
Royal
was
Rumble.
it was last year.
Was it WrestleMania?
Was it Rumble? It was WrestleMania.
It was
So they were
WrestleMania.
teasing a surprise opponent for Seth Rollins,
Seth Rollins.
and
Hmm.
we all knew,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the for like a week or two or three that it was gonna be Cody, but the WWE they just kept it as a surprise. Um, and yeah, the first time we saw Cody was at
Back.
WrestleMania
Yeah.
last year. The first time we
Hmm.
saw him back. The first time we saw the American Nightmare in WWE was
Yeah.
at WrestleMania a year ago.
I love it.
And
I love it, man. I love his gimmick. I love
uh-huh.
his attire. I love, the
Yep.
American Nightmare. I
Yep.
love the lineage of, Dusty Rhodes, and then you have Gold Dust, his brother.
Hmm.
I love it all, man. And it's kind of crazy to think that his dad and his brother never. Well, Gold Dust was a gimmick. I mean, he
Right.
wasn't like he was never going to win the world championship. But then
Nah.
again, some people recently have won like the championship, and it's kind
Hmm.
of bizarre. But you were so hyped for this guy, and for me it was like I didn't really care because I wanted to see Stone Cold, like Stone Cold coming back
Hmm.
after all those years, and whether it's going to be a good match or not. But then like he came out with it was a good solid match. I didn't love it, but I think what earned my respect was the Seth Rollins and his match when he
The Hell in a Cell.
the Hell in a Cell, man. The Hell
Yep.
in a Cell brought so many fans over of this cat because, man, the thing is, he was really injured, and we know wrestling. There is the people get injured. Their body gets wear and tear after doing a lot of finishers, whether it's their knees and stuff. But him to battle through that injury and to finish that match and still be a banger of a match, like that dude earned so much respect from me and
Hmm.
everybody else, man. And that's when you see like a superstar, right? And if anybody's
Yep.
gonna take out Roman, I know you want Jay. I think at the moment, I get what they were doing. I get that they wanted to set up this matchup, but I think at the moment, I believe it was at Toronto too, when it was Sammy versus Roman. Was that Toronto? I think it was at Toronto. I can't remember.
Hmm. It was on somewhere over in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like Sammy's. It was a home field advantage for Sammy.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, or I think it was. I think he's Canadian. I'm not sure, but the
He
crowd
is.
was on his side,
Hmm.
man. Like I
Dude.
never, and I told you, I thought they should have done a Mick Foley thing where Mick Foley won the championship on Monday Night Raw, and that's when Stone Cold's big, huge pop. That's
Huh?
super famous. Took out The Rock. Mankind won. I was hoping that Sammy that moment would happen there, and then maybe the next night he could lose the belt, but they didn't do
Yep.
it that way. But it still was a banger match. Still was a fantastic atmosphere. So I get it that they want to lead to Cody and Roman. And man, we see a lot of these promos that are leading up to, because that's the biggest thing, is that the promos have to work going into WrestleMania in this matchup because the promos are everything. We're going to discuss a matchup where I think one of the promos is so weak that it's just not getting me hyped. But for this particular match, especially when Cody was talking to Roman the last promo
Oh,
and
last
telling him
night.
how, yeah, oh yeah,
Hmm.
last or Monday night, how, oh yeah, it was last night. It's Tuesday. How he basically was saying, like I said, I told you this, Albert, that he was sprinkling, saying like everybody's gonna leave you once
Yeah.
you lose.
Yeah.
The way it's gonna happen is probably gonna be a little bit different, but in a sense, I really do think the American Nightmare, this is his time. This is what's going to happen. He is going to win. You said
Mhm.
both the belts are on the line, both
Both.
belts,
Yeah.
man. And I hope they do
And
split the belts out later on too.
I think someone I had seen that there's gonna be another WWE draft where they draft people onto brands, right? And
Uh huh.
I had heard that that's might be where they split the belt, where Cody can only keep one or something.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they need to split those belts. They'll give people more to do, and there's I always like it better when you have two champions as opposed to one, but
Mm-hmm.
I see why they have one right now. It was for the storyline for Roman Reigns to be
Yeah,
like
because Roman
the
is
super
supposed to be the
superstar.
greatest of all time, this
Yep.
and that. And it's nuts, man. I was looking at a lot of the the longest reigning champions, and the long how the people who have hosted main event WrestleMania so many times. Stone Cold and The Rock are not up there.
No, it's Roman Reigns.
It's Roman Reigns and it's Triple H, of course. The Reign
Uh,
of Terror, the infamous Reign of Terror, where he was champion for so many years. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. That like Stone Cold, right? I think he was like the number one in like at that time with Add to Her, but then he had injuries and all that stuff. But it's kind of nuts how like they booked him for like Scott Hall. No disrespect to Scott Hall, rest in peace.
mhm.
But Stone Cold not the main event, but Roman Reigns has had this long,
Yeah.
long winning streak, and I think, in my opinion, how I feel about it, I think it's time to end, man. And I think he's ready for a vacation.
I think it's time to end it, and I think it's time to. So he's gonna lose the belts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say 100%. It's what I want, and it's what I think will happen next weekend. He loses the belts, and then they go into the final phase of the bloodline storyline where it finally breaks apart. It's not going to happen in 1 week. It'll happen a couple weeks, a couple months, or whatever. But once that story, the bloodline, finally culminates, that's when I think Roman will be gone for a while. I don't know how long, but I think we're still going to see plenty of him, just so we can see the final moments or the final act of the bloodline storyline.
Yeah, and you know
But
what?
yeah,
Now it makes perfect sense that they didn't bring The Rock in, and I think The Rock is
hmm
just so busy, and like I think he's kind of done. There might be one more
yep,
match in the future, but maybe next year in WrestleMania. But this year, you can kind of now seeing how all the matchups and cards and the promos and the build up to this year's WrestleMania in Hollywood, which you know it could have been cool because The Rock is Hollywood,
hmm
but it makes more sense in a storytelling sense for Cody versus Roman.
hmm
Um, and it would have been cool with Sammy, you know, one belt on the line for 2 nights. But let's get into it. You're talking about the bloodline storyline, which everybody is praising. I'm praising it. I think it's one of the compelling storylines that we had for a very, very long time. Everybody's doing a great job with it. Sammy is like, I don't think he's ever been as over as he was.
no,
I think,
heck no,
dude, last
not
year he
even in
was a
his
heel.
NXT days.
Yeah, last
Last
year
year,
he was doing
yeah,
Jackass,
uh
you
huh,
know?
yep,
But now
and
this year he's probably going to be it's depending. We don't know yet. Night 1 might be Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the
hmm
Usos, or it might be Rhea
Rhea and
Ripley and
Charlotte,
Charlotte Flair. I
uh
can
huh,
see Rhea and Charlotte main eventing, but let's go into that. Let's go into so they cut the promo Monday Night Raw. You know, Sammy Owens, they're back together, brothers. You know,
right,
brothers, not blood
uh huh,
related, but real brothers. And I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
like that little storyline because as much as I like Sammy and Jay and their relationship, and Sammy and you know the bloodline family, uh Kevin and Sammy have been through feuds. They've been together for in this industry,
hmm
so that makes so much sense that it would be. And everybody was talking that they were going to do it, but they're actually going to do it. We got tag team titles on the line
hmm
against Sammy versus Kevin at WrestleMania. And you know what? I honestly think that the Usos are going to drop the belts finally
yeah,
to this tag team, which I think this is a great idea to have them be tag team champions because the tag team is not as strong as you want it in the industry.
hmm
But Sammy and Kevin as tag team champions, that's a great idea in my mind. And that's the first step of crumbling the bloodline, especially if it's night 1 and then you go to night 2 when Roman loses that Monday Night Raw, the viewerships are going to skyrocket. What's your thoughts on this whole tag team matchup?
I do believe that just the Bloodlines losing all the gold that next weekend, right?
Yeah,
They're
I think
I
so.
do believe that, but I was
Albert,
thinking,
before just say that again. Next weekend, man.
yeah,
Next
that's crazy.
weekend. This is one of the trips I'm absolutely excited. Thank you for getting me a ticket.
hmm
Even though it's just one night, Sunday night's the best night to do it.
hmm
So I want to we got to thank Mr. Marvel over here, Mr. WrestleMania over here, because this is gonna be awesome, man. I'm so excited. Dan the Man hasn't been to a wrestling event since No Way Out. I believe it was like maybe
Dang.
98, 99, 98.
Whoa. Not
Yes.
even this century, huh?
No, no, no. It's been a
But
long time. In Vegas, it was Stone Cold versus Triple H. It
uh
wasn't even the main event, but it was 3 matches in one.
and
Yeah, it was
we're gonna
amazing.
have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. But
Sorry to cut you off, but thank you.
no, no
Next
problem.
weekend, man. Next weekend. So yeah, let me know. Shoot it with
But
this bloodline thing.
hey, no, real quick though, because I remember when you were first getting back into it, you had
Hmm.
said a big thing that of like WWE wasn't connecting with you with this new WWE was because they have no stars. And I think now they have a couple of stars. They
They
got
got a lot.
Roman, they got Cody, they
Mhm.
got Sammy, and it's rare to have one beloved baby face. They got two of them right now, in Cody and Sammy. And you there's an argument for others as well, but I think those are the big three that they have right now.
Oh, most definitely. We're going to get into a lot of these stars that I think are uh, rising up, but then some
Uh
of them
huh.
are just left kind of wayside. But let me
Yeah.
know your thoughts on these Usos, man.
Well, I'll let you know about those others when we get there. But the
Hmm.
Usos, I have never cared about the Usos until
Yeah,
the Bloodline storyline. They were always just there. They were solid workers, you know. They were always there. They were
good
definitely
wrestlers.
WWE
Good
men.
wrestlers. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, I could never tell them apart up until this year. I finally know which one's Jimmy and which one's Jay. It's just I
The
never cared
haircut's
enough to
different.
know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so the Bloodline storyline has definitely elevated everyone within it, I would say.
Hmm.
Um, the Usos, as entertaining as they've been, I think in order for their story to continue, they got to lose the gold. It would be interesting if the Usos retained clean and Roman lost clean. That would be interesting
Hmm.
to see, because then it'd be like Roman was the weak link, but I don't think they're gonna do that. They're gonna, if I'm a betting man,
Hmm.
and I don't bet often, I would say Roman and the Usos lose. And I think they should main event night one.
Yeah.
People are saying that it's going to be Charlotte and
And Rhea,
Rhea,
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, which we'll get there. We'll talk about that one in a moment. But I feel like it should be the Usos versus Sami and KO.
Hmm.
I don't really care about KO either, but I don't know why. I'm just excited to see him this year. It's just something about this storyline that makes me excited to see all these players, because we know not only is it going to be a good match, it's going to be a good story is going to be told within the match, which has been true for a lot of their matches now within the storyline. So I was talking to my coworkers recently about how I'm going to Wrestlemania,
Hmm.
and they were telling me about how it's fake and all that, and I was like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it
and
is.
and I was telling them, but honestly, the spots, the wrestling's cool, but I appreciate and I am into it more for the story, for the
Hmm.
story that they tell. And this one's been a good one, and I'm excited to see Sammy and KO win. And I'm sure eventually down the line, because they always have to, one of them will turn on the other. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm just focusing on the right now, and that's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when they hugged on Friday last week. Dude, the pop was insane. And I became a WWE fan in 2011. That's when I got into wrestling, and there's been months from then until now that I just don't watch.
Hmm.
2020, 2021 definitely wasn't watching too much. There was a WrestleMania in 2021. It's the only WrestleMania I haven't seen since I got into it. Still haven't seen it. Um, so I'm definitely a little bit more like in the know of the current superstars, and I've seen them rise up. But I don't know if it's Triple H taking over, Vince leaving, or AEW having to force them to um, put a little more effort,
A
or
little
it's
bit
just
more
a combination of
competition.
everything, right? It
I
might
think
be
it's
a
a
combination of everything,
combination of
but
everything, man. I think it's a combination
WWE
of
is
everything.
on fire right now. This is the best they've been in a while. They have some great storylines, and I hope they can continue with this momentum. It'll never be the way it was.
No,
I
no.
think everyone can agree, but that doesn't mean it can't be good. And yeah, exactly. The
Um,
Usos, we're in for a good match.
mhm.
I like the Usos, and I'm gonna be happy. And they make me love to hate them, right? So
Yeah,
they're good heels, and I can't wait to see them lose
you're
and
absolutely.
see that storyline continue.
Yeah, the Usos never really connected them, and you know what, Kevin Owens. I still don't have really a good. I'm still not connecting with Kevin Owens. I see Kevin Owens and his wrestling ability. He's a
Hmm.
damn good wrestler,
Great
damn
worker.
good
Hmm.
worker. Hits those spots for a big man. He is good. It's
Hmm.
just I think his character is still lacking for me. But with like you said, it doesn't matter when it comes to the storyline because I don't think he's the main focus. I think we all could agree that Sammy is the main focus, and then this feud that he's having right
Yeah.
now. But it's good to have Kevin be that kind of Robin to Sammy's Batman. But
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, by all means, is not really a Batman. But he's hot right now. He is like
Yeah.
Mick Foley, man. He is like a lot of people love him. He's kind of like the Cactus Jack of
Mm-hmm.
this era. And the Usos just the problem with the Usos is they just keep winning. They kept winning and they
Mm-hmm.
won clean a lot. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
clean victories, like you said. With Roman, it was a lot of like interference too with him. That's what I hated. Always an interference. So I think that was like Vince
Yeah.
McMahon's kind of like whole thing. I think Hunter is working. I think he's doing a good job for now. I think we just still need to hold our breath and see what's going to happen in the future. But for now, just embrace the moment because we don't know if
Mm-hmm.
this company's going to get sold. We don't know
Oh yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yep.
Um, but looking at the card and the matchup cards for like this year's WrestleMania or just in general this WWE wrestling card, I think back
Good.
to all those pay-per-views back in the day and like, dude, you have names this year
Mm-hmm.
that people know. They know these guys' names. They know how they
Mm-hmm.
wrestle. They're they're not freaking, they're not WWE superstars in the past like Al Snow
Yeah.
versus, Kane hardcore match. They're not like the other Dudley brother, Spike Dudley. Like
Uh-huh.
it's not cards like that. It's actually like every card is a name, is a
Mm-hmm.
is a potential to be a good match, if not even a classic. You never know. And then because I was watching a lot of the WrestleManias back in the day, and a lot of those WrestleManias, I didn't realize like, yeah, a lot of those matches were lackluster. The only ones that were actually pretty good was sometimes the main players, the main stars. So
Uh-huh.
um so I think this is WrestleMania is actually shaping up to be really, really good. And I didn't think it was going to be like that, but it's shaping up to be fantastic. Um, and we're going to talk some of these matchups because we're talking about Usos and versus Sammy versus Kevin Owens, maybe headlining night one, and we don't know just yet. But there's
Yeah.
another matchup that might headline and main event, and this would be what the second time maybe a female main event
Um,
occurred, I believe, because it was
I
Ronda
know.
Rousey, Becky, and
Uh-huh.
Charlotte that headline in
Right.
WrestleMania. I think that was the first time, and then of course two-time
Mm-hmm.
Bex winning that one. Um,
Um, with the 2 night WrestleManias now, I've kind of lost track of which one main events the first night. I know
yeah,
last year was Kevin Owens and Stone Cold. The year before that is the WrestleMania I didn't watch, and then the year before that was the first one, and
mhm.
that was AJ Styles versus Undertaker. So it's either the second or the third time, but for sure one of those two because I forgot about that WrestleMania I didn't watch. But yeah,
And I'm happy Stone Cold's not in it this year.
you know
I
what? The two big names was The Rock and Stone Cold for this year, right?
and they don't.
That we have heard
Yeah,
for months, for like the last year,
yeah.
and they didn't need them.
No, they don't.
The card does not need them.
I don't need to see
It's
Stone
crazy.
Cold. I actually don't need to see The Rock. I don't need to see past wrestlers. Let's just get these new bloods. This is gonna be the wrestlers that are gonna go forward and probably the end of my life, or maybe some
Uh
newer
huh.
ones, But these are a new generation. They need if they're gonna keep the company, this is what they need to do. They need to really kind of like invest in these wrestlers that they got.
Yeah.
One of the
I
ones I think. Oh yeah, go ahead, Albert.
I was gonna say I have the all the card pulled up right here,
Well, I wanted to
and
talk about one.
no, yeah, but just real quick because you had
Yeah.
mentioned about you don't want to focus on the last generation.
Hmm.
Um, it is crazy because I feel like this is the first time where we don't have one of those legendary like attitude era type of guys, right? The
Yeah.
only two guys I see here that are probably like the two oldest guys on the card are John Cena and Edge.
That's
And
true. That's
even
true.
there,
Yeah.
they're near the end, but they're like there is no Stone Cold, there is no Goldberg, there's no
Oh, thank God there's
Triple
no
H or
Goldberg.
Undertaker.
And I would
Yeah.
say like Brock, because Brock
Brock,
entered
yeah.
pretty early too.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about that matchup in a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So this is like the first WrestleMania that just every matchup looks fresh. Every matchup looks like it's to because even the John Cena match, it's to put over Austin Theory, right? It's not to put over John Cena. Even
It's
if Cena
supposed to.
wins,
It's
even if
supposed
Cena
to.
wins, it's still to put over Theory as a competitor.
Yeah,
But
and
so that is interesting that you point that out.
mhm.
And we need to move forward. I agree. Um,
I think one person is moving forward. I think it's their time to shine now because I remember the WrestleMania match and how lackluster it was and how like sad it was when Rhea Ripley in the
oh yeah.
past was the was the women's champion, and then Charlotte Flair comes, and then of course Charlotte Flair has to regain it. Charlotte Flair is the Triple H
Oh
of
yeah.
this generation. I mean, I'm gonna
Hmm.
go back to wrestlers because you see it rinse and repeat, and of course Charlotte Flair's dad's Ric Flair. So poor Rhea Ripley, who I really liked when I first saw her. I liked her punkish kind of look,
Hmm.
her like I love rock and roll kind of thing going on there. At
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time, she drops the belt. She does there's no they give her nothing afterwards. I think she put her in a bunch of tag teams. And finally they find something for not only her, and we'll talk another wrestler,
Hmm.
Dominic.
Hmm.
They found something for her to be in. What is she? What everybody whose career goes kind of down if they're babyface, it's time to be a
Yeah.
heel. She has
Yep.
been doing a good job being mommy. Everybody loves her at this point. She is they're calling her the new China, but the problem is China. There's only one China, first of all, and I met China. She was awesome. But Rhea Ripley, I think, is more athletic than China. She's definitely a better wrestler than China.
Hmm.
And I think she has more going on than China at this moment. China, well, at the point China was really red hot, but they didn't really take a hold of that. But what I'm saying is, so we got Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair again, and I think Rhea Ripley's going to win the belt. I think it's her time. I think it's her time to rule the women's division for
Hmm.
at least a while.
Hmm.
I think I hope the one thing I hope though is because that first matchup wasn't that great. I didn't think as a wrestling standpoint, I didn't think there was nothing too fantastic about that match. But going into this WrestleMania, I'm hoping there's a lot of great spots that Charlotte Flair does. I hope that happens. I hope there's not a lot of botch spots. I hope there's a lot of clean
Hmm.
movement, clean. That's what I hope about all the matches. But I really hope
Hmm.
it seems like the women's matches, there's always like a little bit of a botch here and there.
Hmm.
Especially Royal Rumble, man. Not the women's, but the men's too. The men's Royal Rumble is like
Uh,
is bad.
don't get me
Um,
started on Kofi.
Oh God, yeah, that's immediately when it came into my mind. But
Uh,
I just hope it's clean. I hope the match is very entertaining. I don't think it's going to be too crazy, just because they're kind of two different wrestlers.
hmm.
And I think the buildup is okay. I think the buildup is good, just because we remember what Rhea Ripley went through, and she's reminding Charlotte Flair and why she picked Charlotte Flair. I think it would have been a
Hmm.
banger for Rhea versus Bianca, in my opinion. I think Bianca and Rhea
Not,
would have made a little bit more sense, but I get
probably
it.
the better match too.
Better match, yeah,
Um,
hmm
but this one's the one that makes to me more sense story wise, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Charlotte Flair, I think 3-4 years ago, won the Royal Rumble,
Oh
and
God, I know,
it
yeah.
was her choice to either face the women's champion WWE or Rhea Ripley, who was the NXT women's champion. So Charlotte went back down to NXT to face Rhea Ripley.
Oh, okay, I didn't
That's
know that.
that was that big storyline. And she won, right? And everyone pretty much agrees that Rhea should have gone over. It shouldn't have been Charlotte.
Absolutely,
Whatever. But now,
yeah.
fast forward to now, Rhea wins the Royal Rumble, same as Charlotte won back then,
Ooh,
and
what
she's
a beautiful, beautiful finish by Rhea and Liv Morgan.
uh-huh.
How they did
Oh
how
yeah, yeah.
when she grabs her by the feet and I mean, if you rewatch it, you see Liv putting her head, getting ready to take the bump.
Hmm.
And but what a beautiful executed finish to that Royal Rumble. I think I
Yeah.
told you that I think the women's was way better than the men's.
I um I think so because The men's, it was cool. I like them both, honestly, but
Yeah, you like them both. Yeah.
I liked that Cody versus Gunther was like a whole 10-minute match at the end of the Rumble. Like they literally had a whole match. And that was cool. But I
Yeah.
like how sudden the elimination was, just pretty much out of nowhere with Rhea and Liv. And it
Yeah.
was
Oh
it
yeah.
was
And
cool. Like
Oscar. It was Oscar. Oscar too. Yeah.
like literally her legs grabbed onto her head and like flipped her over. I thought that was dope. But yeah, Rhea's cool. I know a lot of people like her. I used to be a big Charlotte Flair fan. I
I
still am.
still.
She's a great worker.
She's a
She's
great wrestler. It's just
hmm
people just hate that she's win. It's kind of like the Usos. They're just really tired of it. You know.
But the thing with Charlotte Flair too is she's been like the same character, and
Mm-hmm.
right now I think she's supposed to be playing a
A
baby
baby
face,
face, and
but
it's
it's
not
not
working. It's
it's
not
not
working.
working. They should have done
No.
the opposite. They should have just made her stay as a mega heel
Mm-hmm.
and have Rhea,
Two heels. Why
even
not?
though yeah, even though the
Two
Judgment Day is
heels.
a heel, we're rooting for Rhea, right? So
Yeah.
like she's a baby face in the match, but a heel character. Like it would work,
This is
but
how you're gonna
whatever.
know if it's Vince that's behind the scenes doing all this, because Vince is gonna have Charlotte Flair win. But if it's Rhea Ripley winning, I think that's Triple H's idea. Um,
The worst outcome for next weekend is Charlotte Flair and Roman Reigns both retaining.
oh God, it
So,
is that would just devastate me, man. It would
yeah,
devastate me.
look,
Like no.
you saw how the crowd was Sammy versus Roman
Yeah,
Reigns
yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
Canada show, right?
Whew,
And when it ended,
quiet.
it was a dead crowd. I do not want to feel that at WrestleMania. I want it to be lively.
That's
I don't want to feel like when Undertaker lost the streak, you know. I want to feel like when Daniel Bryan and Kofi finally won their belts. I want that for
oh,
Cody.
dude, I love watching that clip when Daniel Bryan. Yes, yes, like
hmm
that's pretty awesome. I love Daniel Bryan too. I think he's pretty cool.
So
Jermaine,
Cody deserves that moment. Rhea deserves that moment, and they don't always like give us the happy moments. But I hope for this WrestleMania, and I hope for those two stars, they do, because that's what they are. And like I said, the company, they have stars now. Like
yeah, they do. I think Rhea's
the
rising star.
Charlotte
It's
Flair
her.
for
I think
sure
it's her
was
time.
too.
I think it's her
It
time.
is.
And Charlotte,
Yep.
had her time, and she still will be one of the major players. But it's time to let somebody else take the reins.
hmm
So Jermaine's in the chat. Jermaine, you know what? Let's talk about this. So we could talk about it. You could hear us talk about it, and then maybe because we're gonna be talking about matches. But Jermaine put Asuka is awesome, and I
Oh,
love Asuka.
I love her. Yeah.
Let's talk Asuka versus Bianca Belair and how terrible this storyline has been in the promos. To me, what do you think, Albert? Have you been feeling this matchup at all?
I haven't, but luckily I haven't been watching too much of their promos because I've
Okay,
been hearing that they're bad.
they're
So
bad.
I don't want to watch them. If I'm
It's not
hearing
even a promo. They're not even
yeah,
promos, dude.
I heard that there's some awkward like thing where Asuka like had the belt and she didn't want to give it to Bianca, and that it was just like an awkward thing, right? And I was like, yeah, like
Well,
I don't need to see that. I want to see the match, you know.
well,
This is one of those
Asuka is
matches
so
where I don't
quirky.
care about the story. I just give me a good match.
I think everybody's gonna agree. Like, it's it sucks because like the story needed to be there. Every story needs to be there going into it.
For sure.
This is just nothing. But we
Mhm.
do know that these two could bang. These two could wrestle,
Mhm.
and I think the actual match is gonna be really good. But if my heart is not in it, like they're saying
Yeah.
that Oscar needs this win, Oscar's gonna win this one because she lost last WrestleMania. Blah blah blah.
She's never won a WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. But you
Uh-huh.
know what? I don't care because they didn't build. There's nothing built on this.
Right.
Just this is the past talking. Like I want to feel the moment right now. I want like how about Bianca Belair like treating her like shit or something, not taking her seriously, like the underdog story. Bianca doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily need to be a villain, but she doesn't necessarily have to respect her or like think that she's on her level. Um,
Mhm.
Honestly, guys, I think Bianca's gonna win this. I think Bianca is still gonna retain her championship belt. I love both their different wrestling styles. I love both gimmicks, just not in this matchup that's leading into WrestleMania. I love me
Hmm.
some Asuka. I would love to see, I was so excited when she came in Royal Rumble because I was like, that's the one person I really want to see. And then, I would like her to win, but I just gut feeling, I just feel like Bianca is the star right now. And we're probably going to eventually get a Bianca. Maybe back to I don't know. Was Bianca's on SmackDown, huh? Or no, she's on Raw.
I don't know, but they're gonna change it up anyways,
They're gonna
so we'll
change it
see
up
what
anyway.
happens.
So you're gonna get another feud.
And
This
there's
this is
always
not working.
NXT call ups too. The Raw after WrestleMania is always when they introduce new people. Who knows who might come? If someone from AEW might come over, like because contracts
Oh,
in AEW are ending.
you know,
Um,
you know what? It's because it's gonna be just because Rhea Ripley's gonna win the belt. We might
mhm.
have a Bianca versus Rhea feud.
Yeah, they usually do those type of things around Survivor Series because that's
Mhm.
when it's all like one brand versus the other type thing. So I think I would like to see that. So if they can both hold until September,
Yeah.
whenever I think it's September when they or November, which they both could. Look, I don't care for Bianca Belair's current character. She's a phenomenal athlete. I look forward to seeing her as a heel. Asuka, I think she's badass, right? And she's done everything there is to do in WWE. She's like the first Royal Rumble winner, first Money in the Bank women's winner. And she's done all this stuff. She just hasn't won at WrestleMania. But it's
Mhm.
like she doesn't. As cool as it would be to see her win, she doesn't have to win here because she's gonna be at other WrestleMania. She can win. They can turn it into a storyline, right? It's the reverse streak, where she just keeps losing.
They could.
Um,
Yeah, they could.
but the way I feel is as much as I like Asuka and I would like to see her win, um, one, I don't think every belt at WrestleMania is gonna be changed. They're already gonna change most likely. Charlotte's losing, Roman's losing, the
Mhm.
tag team Usos are losing. So I think some people gotta retain,
They
right?
got to retain, yeah, and I
Um,
think Bianca's one of them.
so that's one. The other one is you want to want the whoever's winning the belt to win, right? Or like to hate that they win. You want a strong reaction either way. And I don't if Asuka wins, I don't think anyone's gonna love it or hate it. It's just gonna be whatever.
Yeah,
And that's why they shouldn't change it. Just continue to build it or, you know, find someone else that will have that story that's like, oh yeah, this is a good feud. Like,
you know what?
I don't know.
I love your idea. If I was Vince, Oh yeah, and you're fine now. If I was Vince or Triple H, and I heard that idea of like Oscar having a streak of losing,
Uh-huh.
that could actually work. That could
Yeah.
actually work because Oscar, I think, is like, dude, she's like 39. She's up
She's
there in
up there.
age.
Hmm.
She's up there. So I say, like, when she's about to retire, dude, have her lose all these WrestleManias,
Hmm.
but then to go out at WrestleMania
Yeah.
with a win,
Go out
that
on the
would
big
be a
one.
magical moment. That would be a
Yep.
great moment. I would love to see that. It's not going to happen, but it's a cool idea to think about.
Yeah.
Um,
But what our fantasy booking never happens, but
no,
it'd be
yeah,
cool. It'd be
yeah. If,
cool.
if if fantasy booking always happened, we would have saw Stone Cold versus Goldberg or Sting versus Undertaker, but that shit never happened. All right.
Yep. This year's matches would have been Stone Cold versus Brock, Rock
Yeah.
versus Roman Reigns, and
Yeah.
Batista versus John Cena again for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But it's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
let them do their job. They know what they're doing right now. Not always, but right now they do. But
Uh,
yep, I on that match, if I were to give it to someone, I give it to Bianca.
I'm Bianca too.
I just hope they do a good match.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get the chat. This is awesome.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just hope
Uh,
it's not a stupid finish. Like don't give me roll ups. I want all of these for the most part to be definitive, clean finishes with maybe one or two screw jobs. But I hate the roll up. Just please, I hope no one wins by a roll up.
if anything, it might be a DQ.
Yeah, that can happen too. There's what 14 matches. I think 7 each night. We
Yeah,
might see.
let's go to a different one, man. Pick
Let's
pick.
go.
Let's talk other matchups of WrestleMania.
Let's see. Let's talk about real
Roll,
quick
roll, shake them dice
Becky
and roll them.
Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus
Oh, okay, yeah, and versus the what the
versus
hell they're
Damage
called?
Control,
Damage
Bailey,
Control.
Io
Yeah.
Shirai,
Ooh, Bailey,
and
that ass, man,
Dakota
that
Kai.
ass. I know everybody be posting pictures of when Rhea Ripley was pinning
Oh,
Bailey,
okay.
and that's
Hey, that's just how she
hey,
pins
Rhea
people.
Ripley knows how to get the crowd going, man. I'm
Yep,
just
that's just
saying.
how she pins people. Shit,
I
that's
love
nothing
it. I
new.
love it. That's why I love
Yep.
Rhea, dude. Yeah. Okay, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about this. This is the one
hmm
matchup I don't care. And you know I love Becky. I love Becky
hmm
Lynch, but I've been hating what they've been doing with her. I
Yeah.
was unfortunately not part of the man kind
Uh
of
huh.
when she made that run. I was part of two belt Becky or whatever, her
Uh huh.
stupid hairdos and
Uh
her
huh.
wardrobes and oh my god. So her with Lita. So I guess we got to put Lita in the Attitude Era because she's back. So they do have some
Yeah.
Attitude Eras.
And Trish, right?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh, Trish. Yeah, but here's the
They're
thing,
they're the two pioneers of like women's wrestling.
dude. Trish is a better wrestler. Can you believe that? Trish is better. Is better. She is ready. I think she's more ready than Lita because there's been a lot of
Um.
like when they won, Lita didn't look too great.
Right.
I just think this her paired up with Becky and Trish, it screams just throw something together. This feels like a throw
It
something
really
together
is.
match, you
Yep.
know?
It is. It was just let's get some big names out here. Let's pair them up with one of our big stars
Yeah.
and just so people are on the card, you know. This match doesn't have to be there. But it's gonna be there. Becky Lynch at one point was my favorite wrestler, men or women. Like she was the one
Uh-huh.
I cared the most about.
Me too.
Um I was there for the man era. That it was amazing. But yeah, her current character, whatever.
It's
It
bad,
just
dude.
hasn't
I don't
clicked,
like
right?
it. I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't even know who she's champions with. Is she champions with Lita or with Trish? I
She's
don't know.
champions with Lita. She's tag team champions with Lita, which
Uh huh.
is so thrown together. And
This
dude, this
match
is
better be
Becky
less than 10
Lynch.
minutes long. Yeah, it's
Wait,
the crazy thing is
wasn't it last year that Becky came back, right? Oh no,
yeah,
SummerSlam. She came
she
back
came
at
back at
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam and she beat Bianca in like 10 seconds.
Dumbest thing in the world. Um,
And
but we're
I
not
loved
getting
it.
a Bianca and Becky Lynch for WrestleMania.
That was at WrestleMania last year, I thought. Yeah, that's when Bianca finally beat her again.
Wait, I thought SummerSlam was after WrestleMania.
Um so the SummerSlam 2020
Was it 2020? Oh, it might
2021.
have been 20.
No, SummerSlam 2021 was when Becky came back and beat Bianca, and then
Yes.
WrestleMania 2022 was when Bianca beat Becky.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right,
So,
maybe.
so that's how it was.
I just feel like Becky should be not main event, but she should be like one of the a singles match or a triple threat match, like a tag match, really. With
To
I think
me,
they need Bailey.
Charlotte should have. Becky should be in Charlotte's position. She should be the champion, giving it to Rhea.
Ooh,
I
dude,
think that would have
that's a
been
great
better.
matchup. That's a
Yep.
great matchup.
And
I
then
think,
throw
yeah,
Charlotte
yeah.
with Lita and Trish. Just swap them two, and I think it would have been better.
Charlotte wouldn't want
Um,
that. Charlotte would demand not having that because back to stage
then
politics and stuff.
then just don't have her in there and throw some other woman with Lita or it could just be Lita and Trish versus Bailey and one of those members, you know?
Well,
Um,
they needed Bailey to be involved in
yeah.
WrestleMania 2. She's one
hmm
of the the top female stars, I guess.
She is.
No
But
Sasha Banks, she's gone, so they
she's
need.
she's gone for now. Naomi might come back. Yeah, it's but I mean,
Who
I
wins
think
this?
I
Who
think we'll
wins
see
this?
Becky Lynch back on top eventually.
Who's winning this, Albert?
Becky Lynch, Lita and Trish. It's a whatever match. There's no
It's a
stakes.
very predictable matchup.
It's less than 10 minutes long, I believe. It's going to be quick. It's going to be a lot of people's restroom break. I don't think it has any potential of being the match of the night. It's just
I think
for
there'll be
for
some
old
good.
school fans to see Lita and Trish again. Probably,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for new school fans that love Becky and Bailey, you know, at least you'll get to see them.
Listen, man, like even old school fan, I don't care to see Trish and Lita. They had their
Uh,
time. This is not a good matchup. So I'm gonna say yes.
yeah,
Becky, Lita,
I'm
and
excited to
Trish
see
winning.
them once, but I didn't need to see them.
I'd rather see them in person. You know,
I guess, yeah. Um,
giving me some hugs.
let's
All
move
right,
on
let's move
to
on.
another quick one because this Brock Lesnar versus Omos is another very
Omos,
controversial match. Omos, yeah.
Omos.
Um,
Oh yeah, and there. Who I've seen so many YouTubers talk about this, and I've seen the fans
mhm,
talk about it. Who asked for this? We thought it was
mhm,
going to be Brock and I didn't even want Brock and Bobby Lashley, but we have Brock and Omos is just a walking tree, man. He's slow. I mean, I guess you could say that for Andre the Giant back in the day, Big
right.
Show. I don't care for these big guy matchups. I don't care for them. They're so boring. Sometimes they could work. Sometimes they could actually get the crowd going. At one time, big man matchups like Undertaker and Kane were very like the crowd was feeling it and into it. But these matchups are slow. They do the same thing. Brock needs to stop doing the same thing. Was it F5 times? I'm
F5 and
so
German suplexes. Yep.
and I'm so done with it. Do something else. Do something else, please. This is like somebody who's about to end their career because they can't do as much as they used to. So
Yeah.
this matchup, don't care. The beauty of it is how much I don't care might mean that it might actually be a good match. I might actually be
Um,
surprised, but we'll see.
Brock Lesnar, since he came back in 2013, since he decimated John Cena at SummerSlam that year or 14, his bread and butter has been the F5 and German suplexes, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. It was fun at first, but you know what? He's had bangers of matches when he actually cares and puts effort into it, like AJ Styles and
Kurt
uh,
Angle.
I meant like his more current run,
Oh, current runs, yeah, yeah.
like, and he's had some just
Well,
surprising ones too,
the
like
last one with
Goldberg
Roman, I think, was good, right? Yeah,
with Roman. Yeah,
yeah.
that match was crazy. They lifted the ring like halfway up.
That's a cool
um
spot. Yeah.
I don't see Omos though bringing out that version of Brock Lesnar. I feel like this is gonna be a quick match. They're gonna tease like Omos is too big for Brock to do anything, and then eventually he's gonna hit the F5
If it's
and
not
there.
botched.
Yeah, it's if it's not botched, because when you get 7'3" guys, it becomes a little awkward. But I don't doubt Brock Lesnar's strength. I just doubt um like getting a good hold on
Yeah.
Omos's big ass. But I was telling my buddy the only thing in this match that I would love to see, I doubt he pulls it out, but if for some reason Brock Lesnar does a little shooting star press,
No,
that that'll be
no.
the
That
moment
almost
of the
killed him,
weekend for
dude.
me.
He's
That'll be
never gonna do that again. He's
that'll be the
never gonna do
spot of the
that.
weekend for me.
Dude,
But
that's so crazy. He almost died,
he
bro.
almost died.
That's
Yeah,
so bad. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
So,
dude,
but
that I know that big ass
just
motherfucker,
imagine the
dude.
insanity of it, though. Imagine him going up on the
Imagine a
top.
big
Top.
ass mofo, dude, and
Uh,
he's bigger. He's
uh,
bigger now. He's not as
uh,
lean as he was. And no, that
and
would
he's
be a
not as young.
that would be a gnarly sight to see this big fucking white
It
dude
would
just
be
do.
crazy. It would,
Dude.
and I think that it would have to be the spot of the weekend. It would just be
Oh
crazy.
no, dude,
So,
that should be in top 10 sports center. I don't care if it's a not even like in sports center, dude. That'd be amazing. That should be
so
number one.
I
Um,
would, I
here's the
would
thing.
love that, but we're not getting it.
Here's the thing about WWE is it's just like the slam dunk contest. So the slam dunk contest, if a player goes and does a slam dunk and he misses it the first attempt, the excitement goes away. That's the
Hmm.
same as WWE. If they miss a move or botch something, that goes kind of away.
Yeah,
Uh, let's
but
who wins this? I think Omos
it's
wins this.
you think so? I think Brock. I think this is just get Brock a win, get Brock a payday. I want to say it's the first match or of whatever night, match of the first night, because Brock Lesnar just wants to get the bag and get out of there.
I think he's gonna try to put over Omos.
Uh
I don't know
huh.
why. I don't know why they think this guy's something. I don't see it. He's just very he's I know AJ's tried to do something with it, but he's not sorry, not too special.
Yeah,
No.
he's whatever. Keep him in the mid card. Yeah, I don't see a title or anything ever on Omos, but Brock wins it, I believe. But
Move
again,
on. We're just this, yeah.
it's a
Shooting
whatever
star.
match.
Let's just, if it ain't no shooting star press, it ain't a classic.
Exactly. The shooting star press will make it 5 stars. No shooting star press, probably max of 3.
Yeah.
Um, John Cena versus Austin Theory.
You're
Woo!
excited for this. I'm not too excited for this just because I look at John Cena. I'm like, damn, this guy's old.
He is. I'm
He's
not
not.
excited for the match. I'm just excited to see John Cena. Probably the last time I'll see him.
Yeah, you know what? This might be one of the last times for sure. Like I think
Hmm.
he's gone off. He's doing movie stuff, of course.
Hmm.
Um, you know what? Last time I saw John was against Roman, which would
Hmm.
I think I said that he was going to beat Roman, and it didn't happen. I'm
Hmm.
actually glad that didn't happen, so we can get Cody to beat him.
Yeah.
Uh, I think John still has a little bit left in the tank. Like you said, I think it's going to be an okay match. I think what brings us to the table here that gets us excited is the entrance music and
Hmm.
him coming out,
Hmm.
him finishing maybe his career that night, and
Yeah, it's a
then moving
possibility.
on. I think
'Cause
Austin Theory wins this matchup too.
I think so. Plus, the busier John Cena gets with his movies, the less chances he'll have to wrestle. Right? It's like what's kept The Rock away for so long is that those companies don't want him wrestling because last time he got injured,
Yeah.
and
Oh
they
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want a movie getting pushed back. So it'll be cool to see Cena. I don't care about Austin Theory, but
No, I
I
know.
think Austin Theory wins it.
Mhm.
He's still young though. He's 25.
He just needs to find his groove. I
Hmm.
think the character he has right now is not very good. I think the
Mm-mm.
character he had previously wasn't that very good. That was
His
all Vince McMahon.
beard's awful. Clean up the beard. It looks terrible on you. Whatever.
You know what? You know what shoots his stardom up a little bit? Put him in Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day is good right now. Talking about Judgment Day, what do you think about Edge and Finn Balor?
Let's move on to Edge. Who'd you got for you said Theory, right? You said
I
Theory.
got
Austin Theory.
Theory, even though I would want Cena to win.
Yeah.
And then, all right, real quick, let me just tell you. I was telling my buddy, I want Cena to win it at WrestleMania Sunday. And then on Monday, he does his open challenge because that's what he used to do with the United States Championship. And
Uh-huh.
they bring in a fellow named Jay White, and Jay White just beats the hell out of John Cena real quick. Like, he squashes him.
I don't think
That's
it's
my
gonna happen.
fantasy booking. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
okay, okay.
Theory wins it.
You get a fantasy book in there. Okay.
Yep.
Dude, Edge versus Finn Balor. So I just watched the Edge promo where he's kind of like with the
Hmm.
candles, and whew, that was a fire promo, dude. Edge was
Yep.
good in that promo.
Yep.
Bring out the demon. Yeah,
Uh,
baby. And you know what? I like Finn Balor's demon gimmick. I don't think it's like I think it has potential, but it hasn't reached that potential. I think
hmm.
Finn Balor is I think he's good. The problem is
He's
he
amazing.
hasn't reached his put like they don't know what to do with him. They
They
don't know
don't.
how to sell
Um,
him really to
they
main
tried.
events or anything.
They
And
made him
it's
the first Universal Champion, but sadly he got injured in that match, so he had to relinquish the title the next day. So they've seen things in him. He's a Triple H guy. If Triple H is in charge of creative, Finn Balor he's gonna try to push him.
he
Finn
has the
Balor
look.
might be a world champ one day, but
He's the Rick Grimes of WWE. He has that Rick Grimes look.
a little bit.
He's good. Like I just feel like, damn, why is this guy not over yet? You know, it's
Hmm.
just things have just gone and coming away, or they just haven't used them right. This guy is like one of the superstars that we're gonna continue to talk about other matches,
And
but he's one of them that's in the wayside. But this matchup, Hell in the Cell, gets me absolutely excited just because rated R superstar, the
hmm.
Brood Edge has
Hmm.
been, you know, it's it's crazy how he's one of the ones that are just left in the game, you know,
Yeah.
and he shouldn't be even wrestling, but he is, but he's still putting on great performances, and
Hmm.
I think this is storyline's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
This needs to end now.
Yeah.
This whole beef with Edge and like it needs to end already. This is the night to do it. I hope this Hell in a Cell is a classic and it has potential
I
to
hope so
be a
too.
classic, man.
Hmm.
Classic, baby. And I think let me see. I I'm gonna say Edge wins it because the feud's gonna end that night, and it's a lot of Judgment Day. You know what? I think Edge is gonna win it because I think a lot of the Judgment Day winners, except for Rhea Ripley, are gonna lose.
I think everyone in the Judgment Day will be victorious that weekend.
Mm, to
But
push
let me
the
tell
push
you,
the
let,
group,
let me
huh?
talk about this match, and we'll get into Dom and
it,
Ray later.
it's
But
not official yet, but we'll talk about them after this matchup.
it's pretty much it has to happen, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, I'm excited to see a Hell in a Cell match.
Hmm.
Oh, I when it first got rumored, I was like, yes, yes, please. Oh my, that'd be amazing. And now that is confirmed, I can't wait. I can't believe it's gonna happen. Finn Balor, phenomenal
Is
worker.
this the
He's
first
got the
Hell in a
look.
Cell match you've seen or gonna
Live,
watch?
yes. Live,
Okay.
yeah. I've never seen a steel cage or Hell in a Cell match live.
Stone Cold
So
Triple H, third match, Hell in a Cell, loved it.
dang, you got lucky, but
The
this is
only
my first
problem
one.
was Triple H won that match.
Yeah, Triple H, he has a golden shovel just like
Hmm.
Cena, and he
Hmm.
buries people. But
And I love Triple H. Don't get me wrong. As a
I love him.
wrestler,
I love
he's a
him too.
fantastic heel. He's the
Yeah,
game,
no,
man. He's
he
the
is.
game. Yeah.
He is. Booker T should have beat him though at that
Oh
WrestleMania, but
my God!
whatever.
Don't get well. That's another video, man. I watched the storyline recently, and poor
Uh,
Booker. A lot of those WCW guys who came into the WWE was getting shitted on. That's why
yeah,
you never got Sting and Undertaker, and you got
exactly.
freaking Sting and Triple H. And who won?
Uh,
Who
Triple
won? Yeah,
H,
exactly.
Triple H, and the
Don't get me
DX
riled
beat
up. Well,
Sting and
that's another video.
NWO.
That's another
I
video.
was
Oh
there for
my
that
God.
match actually, but
Oh Jesus.
yeah, I'm excited to see this Hell in a Cell match. I do one of the things I like about Finn Balor is that he only brings a demon out for special occasions. It makes it special when
Yeah,
he does, when
it
he
does.
has
Yeah.
to bring it out. It's not every WrestleMania and every pay per view. It's if you're lucky, once a year he'll bring it out. I think he was undefeated until he brought it out against Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns beat him. So it kind of weakened the character, but I mean, not really. Like
Oh,
whatever.
it was that botch, or it was when the turnbuckles went haywire.
Mm,
Remember, and like everybody
mm,
was so confused about the ending. That was really bad. And then you
hmm
didn't see the demon after that, really.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that. But like, yeah, so I'm excited to see the Demon. Edge, I saw him at SummerSlam last time. It was my first time seeing him, but like he has the best entrance music. So I'm excited to see that, and I think this is Edge's final year. I think 2023 is the year.
And
Um,
I hope it is because the dude, he has. I think he has kids. He's
mhm.
married to what's her name,
Beth
the
Phoenix, yeah,
Amazon, yeah,
uh huh.
yeah, man, Amazonian.
Um,
It's
yep,
time.
yep.
It's time, man. Like you see him, you see his body, you see his face. You could tell this is like, what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Old Man Logan. He reminds me of Old Man Logan, man.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds
He
me of Hugh
does,
Jackman, Old Man Logan. It's time
he's
to
got
just
the look,
go.
he's got the grit.
Yeah, it's time to go, dude. It's time
It
to
is
last
time.
hurrah. Last
So
hurrah.
I don't know if it's this WrestleMania, but I
I
do
don't.
think it's
Yeah,
this year. I
yeah.
think there's a chance that it might be this WrestleMania. I personally believe Finn wins, right? I think all of the Judgment Day wins.
No, they'll make a showcase of his final match. So it's not gonna be his
They
final
probably
match.
would. Yeah,
Yeah,
his final match is it's
they gotta
probably
promote something,
uh huh.
Yeah.
So I can see it happening at SummerSlam. Maybe I think SummerSlam's WrestleMania, like baby WrestleMania Junior. That's like what
Yeah,
SummerSlam is now.
yeah.
WrestleMania
SummerSlam's getting
Junior.
bigger. SummerSlam's
Hmm
getting bigger. So you got Finn Balor winning.
I got
I
Finn
mean,
winning.
I got Edge winning just because of
Um,
the whole storyline and hook, but
so
I like the matchup though. I love the matchup.
you know Finn's finisher, right? Where he gets on the top turnbuckle and then he stomps you.
Yeah, that's why that turnbuckle went
Oh, that's what you're
haywire.
talking about. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. When he was the
But
demon,
well,
yeah.
I the way I want to see this match end is I hope he jumps from the top of the cell and hits that move on Edge through a table or something.
Nah, bro, it's gonna be a spear. Spear.
All right. Well, either way, I hope we get some.
Counter.
I hope we get
Counter.
some top of the cell action because
Yeah, I
that'd
think
be crazy.
either way, I'm just gonna say Edge just because of the storyline, but either way, this is like probably one of my more excited, definitely up there.
Hmm
If it is
It's
night
up there.
two, if it's night two, even if it's not night two, like it's something I want to see, and watch.
So,
And
are you planning on seeing night one at your house, or where are you planning on seeing night one?
yeah, I'll be planning. So I will be
Okay,
trying to work on Saturday, and then afterwards, I'm going to be trying to watch
nice,
night one at the house, of course,
nice.
on my big 75-inch screen TV.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Edge. You say Finn.
I got
Now,
Finn. Yep.
oh,
We're
so
gonna have to write this down and then see who was more right
I'm just gonna go back
afterward.
to the video, and I
Oh
remember
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I remember it.
Uh,
So talking Judgment Day, the biggest thing is everybody's wondering if it's gonna happen. It has to happen. It
right.
has
It
to
has to.
happen.
It has to be
Uh,
Ray versus Dom.
and you got
Like
Ray being in a Hall of Fame
it's
inductee. You know,
it's the second best storyline, and some argue the best storyline WWE right now. I just put the bloodline stuff over it and Cody versus Roman. But what they've been doing with Ray and Dom, it's that's why I'm saying like WWE's on fire. It's crazy. They don't have just one storyline that has all the
they got quite a
people
bit.
interested. They got at least two. You gotta admit
Yeah.
that at least that one and Ray versus Dom for sure like has everyone's attention. And um it has the the loudest pops, like the loudest cheers and reactions. The Dom getting the loudest boos and
Yeah.
what's his name Ray getting the loudest cheers. It's crazy. Like I it's gonna be insane being there live, but the match has to happen. I don't know exactly when it'll be confirmed because we got three more shows. We got SmackDown this week and then Raw and SmackDown next week.
It's going to be confirmed in SmackDown because he said that the family's
Okay.
going to be there SmackDown.
Right, right. So yeah, they're probably gonna do some angle right there. Um, People were saying that Ray will be at the Hall of Fame, and then they set the matchup there the day before WrestleMania. I think that's a little. I mean, for it's confirmed pretty much, but I think that'll be. I don't know. I don't like that idea, but yeah, it's insane to me that the Judgment Day are in three storylines.
Except Damian Priest.
Yeah, he's the only one that's not in the storyline, right? He's just there. But it's the Edge who started the Judgment Day is in the storyline. Charlotte is in the storyline, and then Ray's in the storyline, and they're all like they're not connected. They're just the only thing that connects them is the Judgment Day. But it is a very crazy story that they're telling with Dom and Ray. I say Dom wins, and
Yeah.
I say that he drops the Mysterio name and he starts going by Dominic Guerrero.
Oh, that'd be crazy, man.
That's what I'm guessing.
I think I'm with you. I think Dominic wins, but I think it's going to be from interference from Damian Priest because he needs to
Hmm.
do something. I love everything that's going on with this storyline. I love how much Ray is selling this so hard. He is selling it so good. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight my mijo. No, you're
Uh-huh.
my son. Like, I love it. I love it. I love the Guerrero angle because Ray Mysterio, every chance he gets, he wants to pay homage to Eddie Guerrero. It's just such a heavy for all the world industry, heavy. Just when he went, it was. I mean, clearly it left an impression with still to this day.
Hmm.
So here's the thing about Dom. He needed this heel turn. God, did
He
he need his
did.
heels turn? Because when he was with Ray and Babyface, it was not working. Like
I
he's
didn't
just
care for
not.
him. No
He's
one
not
cared
good.
for him. He was atrocious. He didn't have a look. He still doesn't have a. He has a look of a baby face, like of an annoying baby face.
He
The
doesn't
heel turn
have the
saved
mic
him.
skills. He's not
No,
that
he
great on
didn't.
the mic.
He
He still
didn't.
doesn't. He still doesn't.
But I'd say he's a lot better now with this character that he
He's a
does.
lot better with this character and on the
Uh
mic,
huh.
but he still doesn't have that it factor. He still
Hmm.
isn't able to bring charisma into his segments. He suffices. He does what needs to be done to move this storyline and the whole mommy angle with Rhea Ripley. This is so right now he's hot. I'm not saying he's like really good, but I would even say his abilities in the ring is good. It's not fantastic. I think, dude, we're gonna talk about another person who I think might actually be a better star than Dominic, and Dominic's been in the industry for since he was a kid. But
Hmm.
going into this matchup, of course, it's gonna happen. We don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. I think that you're right. No, I think you're wrong. I think Ray's gonna
You think
no
Ray wins? You think Ray
no,
wins?
now I'm contradicting myself. I said that okay, let's Edge is gonna win against Finn Balor.
All right.
Rhea Ripley's gonna win. I want to say that Ray's gonna win, but you know what? It's another push for his son. So Dominic's gonna win, but he's gonna have help with Damian Priest because Damian Priest
Mm-hmm.
has to do something. So that's what's gonna go down with the Judgment Day. And I think you're right. Now, no, I think you're wrong. There we go. Because do think Edge is gonna squeak out the win unless there's interference. If there's
Okay.
interference, Edge will lose. If there's not interference, Edge is gonna win clean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to move on to this other matchup because I just talked about this person who I think could actually be a bigger star and is a kind of a little bit of a bigger star. That's the Paul and Seth
Yep.
Rollins matchup. I
Uh-huh.
think Paul, I hate the brothers. I can't stand them as human beings, but my God, anybody who's watching this kid like wrestle, first of all, he's showing love right now. He's showing love. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
how if because it's a grind and on the road. I mean, he's not going to wrestle. He's not a full time wrestler, but it gets to you. It gets
Yeah.
to. I mean, it got to Stone Cold, and all that stuff. It gets to every wrestler. But for now, he's showing a lot of respect. He's
Mm-hmm.
putting in the work, and
Mm-hmm.
he is doing work. Man, this kid is athletic. He's showcasing his abilities. I think he's a star, right? He's such a great. I don't know. I think he's playing babyface this one, is he? Or heel? Because he's a
No,
heel.
he's heel.
Come on,
He's
he's
heel.
a
He's
heel.
he's playing heel. Seth is the face. Seth turned
Okay.
into a baby face without changing anything about his character, just because of who he's fighting. Um, Hold up, my phone's about to die, so let me switch to my laptop real quick. So I'll be
Okay.
gone for a minute.
All right. I'm gonna continue this conversation. So I think was it Logan Paul, whatever his name is. I think Logan Paul is doing great, man. I think he does. He has these matchups that it's like every time you think he's not going to do anything, yeah, he creates something that's memorable. He does. He's very athletic. He does a lot of athletic movements and things in the ring that just gets you excited. And that's something that wrestling, it's entertainment. You're supposed to be entertained by this. You don't have to like the guy. You don't have to, you can like the guy or don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. I think he's perfect as a heel. But again, now we're back in here. But I think he's doing phenomenal work in the ring for how little he's been in the ring. Especially the Royal Rumble spot was amazing. It was so good. Um, so I'm gonna say this is one of my anticipated matchups for sure. Like Rollins, who's a fantastic worker, great wrestler, good character, great as a heel, can be as a baby face. He kind of has it all. He has it all going for him. He's got Becky Lynch too. Come on.
Yeah,
So
dude's a star.
the dude's a stud, man. The dude's a stud. He's kind of a Mr. WrestleMania, man. He puts on
Yeah.
a show. His
Uh-huh.
feud with Cody was great. And I think he's gonna make is it Logan Paul? It's Logan Paul, right? Logan
Logan Paul.
Paul. I think he's gonna make Logan Paul look phenomenal. And if Logan Paul doesn't get injured like he
Uh-huh.
did last time, I think this is gonna be a fantastic match. And you know what? I think one of the most memorable things I've ever seen in wrestling for a while was when he got the camera. And I think he was
Mhm.
on Instagram or whatever. He was live and he does the frog splash onto the table while
Yeah.
doing like that's amazing work, man. That's amazing work. And that's somebody who gets it, you know. So Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, who's gonna win this? Seth. I think Seth's gonna win it.
This one's a hard one for me because Logan, I feel like hasn't won anything, and you got to give the dude a win.
That's
And
true.
but Seth has also been losing a lot. I would say neither of them need the win, so I'm not sure. It could go either way.
I'm still
But
here.
I would say Logan wins just because of the heat. Like, not everything's gonna be happy, and we might get a good storyline from that. Like, I don't know. Maybe his brother comes out and messes things up for what's his name, Logan, or for Seth. But we'll see.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I think this has the potential of being an amazing match. I love like Logan Paul. I think he's in the boat right now, or a lot of fans are in the boat where they do not like the guy as a person, but they cannot deny that the dude has it, and it's just crazy how good he is at it. In the Royal Rumble, he did amazing. In his match against Roman Reigns, he did amazing. And I think in his match versus Seth next weekend
Yeah.
is going to be amazing. And there's going to be at least one spot that's like, dang, I can't believe they got that. Right now, they're really building up his punch. I mean, they're building up against Roman Reigns the one lucky punch, and now two times he's knocked out
That was
Seth Rollins
that was a great
and
matchup too.
knocked him out cold. So there's expect that punch to connect at WrestleMania, and I don't know if Seth will kick out or not. It'll be
I think
amazing either way.
I think Seth's gonna kick out. But what a great matchup, man. This is good. This has been, I mean, everybody knew this was gonna happen, and this is like, it's kind of hard because what is Logan? You know, what is he gonna? Is he gonna be in this for the long run? Is he really is he in this? Is he signed to a contract to be now a WWE superstar? Because if he's not, then he's gonna lose a set. There's no point of kind of building him if he's not going to be there. You can't put a belt on somebody who's only going to be there for like so long. And that's
Right.
what, when you're in this industry, you're in it for kind of the belt. You're kind of in it for those accolades, right? To be the main guy. So I'm going to say Seth Rollins at this point, but I'm very looking forward to this matchup. And I'm very impressed, absolutely impressed at what Logan has brought to the table. And you got to give him credit, man. You got to give him credit for doing a lot of these things that we thought he couldn't do, but he's doing it. What do we got next, Albert?
Let me see. Let me go over to that tab. So we've talked about all these. All right. So I think this is like the last big match because we got the four-way tag team for men's and women's. They're just whatever matches to throw people in there, right?
That's
But
probably
this
before
one
live.
is the Intercontinental Championship: Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus
Mhm.
Sheamus. That's I think is gonna be a good one. I like all those guys, and Gunther's been great, and I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm excited that we got a triple threat too.
They really want to push Gunther now, especially
They
with
do.
he has the momentum right now. If you're going to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Beat these two guys who have been in the game for a long time. They're both used to be friends in the storyline wise.
Yeah.
You have McIntyre, you have Sheamus, and you know what's so funny is like when I hear like a match with McIntyre, well, not necessarily Drew, but when I hear a matchup with Sheamus, I'm like, Sheamus kid. But you know what? The guy is very underrated. He does put on a good match, a good show. With the time he's worked with, like there's sometimes his matches are not that long, and there's sometimes they're too long. But Gunther is like right now, I think the fans are rallying around Gunther because of the Royal Rumble, like him being the Iron Man on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point of having Gunther do that if you're not going to capitalize with that and build him for maybe next year? Maybe
Right.
next year WrestleMania main event, because people thought he should have been the main event. But you know, Cody obviously was going to win that. But you know, Gunther, I'm not too familiar with him other than the Royal Rumble. But I see a lot of people talking about him, and I've seen, you know, he's lost a lot of weight.
He has.
He's back
Different man.
in
He's
shape.
good though. He's
in
good.
shape. Yeah, so it makes sense, I guess. This triple threat, is it on my radar? Not really. How you say the belt? Intercontinental Championship hasn't been really relevant to me since the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like the belts in general. I would say now belts are starting to have their weight to them, but belts like, you know, a couple of years back, nobody really cared. Everybody just cared about the matchup, really. So I'm gonna say Gunther retains, because if they don't do that, they kill any kind of buzz or they kill any kind of momentum for him. And that's a shame because a lot of people want to see this guy move up the ranks, give this guy a shot, and give this guy a chance. I didn't fall in love with him in the Royal Rumble, but I know a lot of people did. So, but I'm very intrigued of what they want to do with Gunther or even Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I think Sheamus is done. I don't think Sheamus is ever going to get to the top ever again. But Drew McIntyre is one of those wayside potentials who unfortunately had a reign when there was COVID.
Hmm.
So what are we doing with these guys? Are we because it's not going to be Sheamus. Sheamus out. Sheamus is not going to win. He's out of the picture. It's really McIntyre and Gunther. Who gets that momentum? I'm going to say Gunther because right now the fans want it.
I'm gonna say Gunther too, but there is there's an argument for Gunther losing the Intercontinental belt so that he can then go on to pursue the world title with Cody, right? And they teased it at the Royal Rumble already. I think Cody last night or maybe next week is fighting one of Gunther's dudes, so they're laying the seeds there. And I don't think. I mean, he could go for he could face Cody and have that match as the Intercontinental Champion, um, but I don't think they would do that. I do think Gunther needs to win more just because they need to continue to build him up. He's a beast right now, and like I want to see him beat both of them. But the thing about a triple threat is that you can protect the guy by making him lose without getting pinned. Drew McIntyre pinning Sheamus, right? Gunther loses the title, but he didn't really lose the match.
That's true. That's
So they
very
could do
true.
something like that. I believe you. Sheamus has been in the game for a while, and it's just I don't see him being a world champ again.
Mm.
But I do see him having the IC belt.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think it is between Gunther or Drew. It's one of them's gonna win it. Um, but not both. Or they can even do some crazy thing where both Sheamus and Drew like land a pin on Gunther, and then it's like, all right, who's the real IC champion? And then they do another program. But yeah, I don't think Sheamus wins it by himself. Um, I think Gunther wins unless he gets screwed out of it by Drew pinning Sheamus.
I think too. You know what, Gunther, if it's not his year this year,
Hmm.
have him win the Royal Rumble next year.
Yeah, he's for sure a Royal Rumble winner in my
If
eyes.
The
Future
Rock
Royal
doesn't come
Rumble
back
winner.
next year, have Gunther
But,
win it.
well, I mean the Rock doesn't need to win the Rumble. I think by then they'll have the belt split, so
Oh,
they
okay,
can do
yeah,
both.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Gunther has future world champ written all over him. I see it. He has the skill. He has the look. The character. It's all believable to me. But yeah, dude, those are all the matches, except those two four-way tag matches.
Yeah, I don't
And
care
if they
about
throw something else out there, but for the most part, those are all the ones we care about. And what a stat card! This WrestleMania is gonna be crazy. Like we go through all those matches, and it's like I can't believe we're getting all of that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a crazy weak link to the matches. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of potential, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's I think there's gonna be for sure bangers, and then there's a lot of it might be this is awesome kind of chant
Yeah,
matches.
and there's something for everyone too in those matches.
Yeah, you got the old, you got the new. I mean, we said
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't really any attitude error. But you know what? There isn't any like major star power on the Attitude Era that's in here
Uh
where
huh.
you could just let these guys breathe. And I think a lot of this, I would even say Ray's an Attitude Era kind of guy, but maybe, he's going to lose to Dominic because it's time for Ray kind of like to give Dom his now it's time for Dom.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. I think this WrestleMania is the time for new beginnings. It's time for obviously new kind of outlook on WWE itself, the storylines and all that stuff. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what the future holds. We can get we can get news drop tomorrow that WWE sold to Saudi Arabia or something like that. But
Yep.
at least, WrestleMania will be the last, hurrah. WWE has been such in a downward spiral that they needed to make these matchups good. And they all seem very, very good and promising because even with A&W not as, they're still chugging along, man. They're still chugging along.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously CM Punk is not in the picture right now, and they brought a little bit of the ratings up for them, but they're still chugging along. The ratings are still not
They
really
got
good.
MJF. As long
That's
as they
all
can
they
keep
need.
MJF.
That's all that the best heel in
Uh-huh.
the business, baby.
Look,
MJF is my guy, man.
quick tangent. I know this is an AEW, and we're not talking about that, but just
Yeah.
because it relates to WWE. MJF has been saying for a while that 2024 is the year's contract's up, and he's going to the highest bidder. I don't think he goes to WWE because I
Nope.
don't think his character works fully in
Nope.
WWE. They
Nope.
will, it'll be a washed
Especially
down MJF.
how kayfabe he is.
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
Hell to the no, because WWE, as much as we're praising it right now, it's not Attitude Era. It's still kind of PG.
Yeah, I mean, I think isn't it TV 14 now, but
It's not as TV 14. I'm sorry. Well, PG in my eye. It's
right.
not as bad as it used to be, but
Mhm.
it's not still giving you like this Hell in a Cell match. I hope it's crazy.
Yeah,
But
I hope we see some
AEW
blood.
was doing more crazier shit.
AEW's it's a more mature audience, but
Yeah,
I think MJF should stay there. As
he
cool
needs
as
to
it
stay
might
there.
be to see him fight some of the people in WWE, I think just AEW is where he should stay, and maybe down the line WWE, right? But
If like they get bought out or something, if something happens, but
yep.
stay there.
But I do
Um,
if unless the money's that much more significant at WWE, I think he stays with AEW. But
that's a good move too. They
whatever.
need to stay.
That's a
So
separate
we
topic.
will be there at WrestleMania next weekend. Albert would actually be there for 2 nights.
Yeah.
I shall be there in night 2 on Sunday. I'll be doing a lot of short videos, be recording and stuff, but I'll be enjoying the moment, enjoying the crowd, enjoying hanging out with my good buddy Albert. Maybe because I have an offer to get this Batman, Christian Bale, badass statue. Do I want that or do I want the Smoking Skull replica belt, which I've always wanted as a kid? I already got the shirts I've wanted as a kid. This is going to be the first time going to a WWE event where actually the shirts I wanted, I'll be wearing not this one. I got the Austin 316 right here, but I'll actually be wearing the snakes, the
The rattlesnake.
rattlesnakes. Yeah, that's the shirt I've always wanted.
That's an OG shirt. I thought that was a new design.
That's an OG shirt, man.
Oh, nice.
There's a story about. So the story is, my Nino and his wife, they actually watched wrestling, and as a kid, I loved wrestling. You say it was fake, I was gonna give you the Stone Cold Stunner. So I loved wrestling. Austin obviously was my favorite wrestler of all time. Thought he could beat anybody, Goldberg, whoever. Back in all those WCW guys, those debates. He rocked that rattlesnake shirt on one of his on some promos, and I think maybe it was the Rock feud, like the beginning of the Rock feud, like the WrestleMania beginning. He rocked that shirt in WrestleMania the first time he met the Rock at WrestleMania. I love that shirt. Like I wanted that shirt. So I never got it though. Nobody at this time, there wasn't really any internet or anything like that. There ain't no, WWE store. There was like websites, I think, but my Nino's wife loved Stone Cold too. So one day we go over to their house and she's rocking that shirt. And I'm pissed. I'm like, God damn it. I wanted that shirt. Years and years later, I'm 33 years old. I finally got my shirt.
Nice.
So there's things in my past that I've actually finally got, which is, let me move it this way, the Terminator. The Terminator arcade machine that I always wanted, the Stone Cold shirt, and now what else? Oh, and then my see if I'm turning it the right way. Yeah, don't know if you can see him.
The alien.
Where is he? No, there he is.
Oh,
I gotta move this.
oh, nice. Yeah, the predator.
Dutch Schaefer, Arnold Schwarzenegger statue. There you go. I mean, I've been good life. It's a good life. World ends, especially after WrestleMania.
All you're missing is this title.
I know the Smoking Skull title. I think it's going for like 300,
Yeah.
340 maybe.
Wait, because at WrestleMania they always do like a 25% off.
Dude, and it's gonna be there. I know it's gonna be there.
It's gonna be there, yeah.
I was gonna look too because I won't be there Saturday. I'll be there Sunday night, or I'll be Sunday night. I'll be there early Sunday. There might be some wrestlers doing signings at malls, or wherever. They sometimes do that. Dude, if I can get to meet Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch or even Bianca or Asuka, dude, if I can go to Little Tokyo and I see Asuka's ass there, Sumimasen, oh no, I'm sorry, Ohio, then hell yeah, get my Thai tea, get me some Asuka too, it's gonna be fun, man. I cannot wait. It's it's probably the first major vacation I'm going on. Then afterwards, I'll be going to Comic-Con, and then Vegas. But this is this is definitely a childhood nostalgia. And I actually really like the product that's out right now after talking about all these matches and stuff. So
yeah,
it's going to be good, man. It's
you
going to be good.
Out that the time WrestleMania comes over to LA and California, it's when the product's actually better than it's been.
Yes, thank God.
For like the last 10 years.
I think
Lord. The last time it was this good to me was when I first got into it in 2011 with CM Punk, John Cena, and that storyline. We've had moments here and there, but this is
a banger, man.
Like this
is a banger. This is gonna be good.
Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Who do you think is match of the night? Oh wait. Oh yeah. Who do you think's match of the night?
Both nights? Out of both nights?
Match of the weekend. Match of the weekend.
Yeah, okay. You know what's crazy is that Edge. What was it? Edge and Rollins?
Uh-huh.
That was pretty good. I'm leaning towards Edge and Rollins. I mean, I'm leaning towards Balor? Edge and Balor.
Uh-huh.
But shit, Rollins and Logan's gonna be good. Just because they're both so good at like athleticism and stuff. It's a toss-up between them. I'm gonna say them.
Okay.
But the magnitude, the storyline, the crowd pleaser is actually be Cody and Roman.
And that's what I think will be match of the night. Just because, yes, I think the wrestling, there might be a match of better wrestling, but I think just everything combined, the story, the feeling in the arena or the stadium, the match, the everything, it's gonna make a match of the night.
Let me just say this: like Logan and Seth Rollins is like the Nas of that matchup, where Nas is like probably the greatest lyricism. I would say Lupe Fiasco, but Nas, right? Everybody knows Nas. But Cody and Roman are the Tupac of that night, where they have everything going for it, and they're good at everything, and just overall, this is going to be a better match. So it's going to be. I just need, they're not all going to be bangers.
No.
Just give me the main ones.
Yep.
At least the main ones, because I really don't think that. I think the worst match is going to be the Lita, Trish, and Becky match with Bayley and whatever.
Or Brock and Omos.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Brock. Oh.
But I just need 3.
Let me switch it. Brock and Omos. That's gonna be something. You can have that night 1. Put that on night 1. I don't need that on my night 2.
I do hope for you that most of the bangers are night 2.
Yeah, please. Hell in a Cell on night 2. Please.
I want Hell in a Cell to be night 2 also.
It's gonna be night 1 though.
We'll see.
It's gonna be
I don't know because I mean, is the cell just gonna be hanging up there both nights? I have no idea. I mean, it probably is, right? There's no way they just set it up for one night and then just take it apart. Like
No, no,
they're
no.
just gonna
Yeah,
leave it hanging up there. But
not for both
um,
nights. For one.
but just like it'll be easier to just leave it up there is what I'm saying for the weekend. I hope you get Seth versus Logan Sunday. I hope you get I
It's
don't
gonna
know
be
the other
Bianca.
matches that you like.
It's gonna be Bianca and Asuka on night 2. It has to be.
Yeah, because Rhea
Cody
and
Roman
Charlotte's
night
night
2
one most
has to
likely.
happen. As
Hmm.
long as I got Cody and Roman night 2, because that is the big buzz matchup.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm
if
good.
you look at the tickets too, night 2 is
More
like
expensive.
50% more expensive in the same section than night 1 because
Crazy, right?
everyone knows Cody and Roman is the match. It's they don't always have the main event isn't always like, oh man, like the main event isn't always the match, right? You look at it at some WrestleManias and you're like, that's the main event. That's the best they could do.
That's Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. Not the best they could, but like that was like such a like, yeah, you got to put Stone Cold and Kevin Owens so you can have that
Uh huh.
second night.
Uh
The
huh.
Stone Cold Stunner Vince McMahon one last time.
For me, also is like Roman Reigns and Undertaker that one year.
Ugh.
I was like, that's the best. Like you couldn't do anything more important. And I'm sure there's others, but I look at this one. It's like Cody versus Roman Reigns. I was like, nah, dude, that's a WrestleMania match. That's It's probably gonna be up there. I don't know, top 10 of like the 40 WrestleManias that we have now, but
Hopefully, hopefully,
I think
hopefully.
so. I think so.
Cody's so good, such a good. He's good at building up those matches, man.
He
Like
is. He's a
in the
great
ring.
talker. Hmm.
No, in the ring, man. Like
Oh,
building
in
it
the
up.
ring. Yeah.
Starts slow and then it starts getting better and
Yeah.
better and better. Like he knows how to do. He
Mhm.
knows how to work around the ring and to build up tension.
He knows
Which
how to mix the old school and the new school styles
yes,
of wrestling together. The storytelling of the
Daddy
old
told him.
school with the
Daddy taught him.
explosiveness of the new school.
Before we go, I did want to like mention though, there is one match that seems like it's not happening, which we thought was going to happen.
Oh, right.
The Bray Wyatt versus
Hmm.
Bobby Lashley, and I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes. Something with Bray Wyatt,
Hmm.
but they have not promoted, advertised this at all. We both agree what Bray Wyatt was doing was, what is he doing? You know,
Wasn't for me.
no Alexis Bliss, you know,
Yeah, no Bliss.
no Bliss. I don't know what's going on. That's something we gotta kind of keep our eye on.
Hmm.
It would have been nice to see Bray Wyatt. The almighty Bobby Lashley to me is kind of like Brock, the same
Hmm.
thing over and over again. There's really no athleticism to him that much. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
But with Bray Wyatt, it would have been nice to see him, but I don't know, man. I don't
If
know
they
what's going on.
can't get Bray on the show, just throw Bobby Lashley in there with Omos and Brock Lesnar and make
Triple
that a
threat.
triple threat also.
I mean, it seemed like they were building Brock and Bobby one more
They
time.
were, and then it was just random. Bray Wyatt came out and said, "I want the winner at WrestleMania," and Bobby and Brock just it ended so what's it called? Just like it was out of nowhere that it ended with
They
Brock
kind of
just
just
hitting them in the nuts, and I was like, "Really? That's the blow off? That's it?"
I
Bray
don't get me
when he
wrong.
came
I
out
did
last
not like
year,
those two.
I loved it, but
I didn't
just
like
what
them.
he's done with his character, I
Mm-mm.
that's why I don't even care that he's not gonna be at WrestleMania, just because that this character I don't care about. So I hope well for him. I don't know why he is out,
Yeah.
but I hope Bobby Lashley can somehow get into a card because I mean it's WrestleMania, right? I feel like they all deserve a good payday, at least the stars, and he's up there.
Seems like Bobby Lashley's getting mistreated.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he was world champ for a while, but
He's
that's
a
the
boring
thing is
champ.
with having
I
Roman
said it.
Reigns as the double champ is like you can't really you can't really give all these other guys something to do. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. There's only, like we said, 3 more shows. I don't think that's much to build up a new program, but the other dude we didn't talk about was LA Knight. He's been pretty
Yeah,
hot
that's right.
lately.
That's what I've been hearing.
Mhm.
You said the Stone Cold thing would have. I just
He
don't use
just
Stone Cold anymore.
he doesn't
Just don't
have a
use-
match.
No.
I'd be
Bobby Lashley.
surprised. I'd be
Bobby
surprised if
Lashley.
they don't use him on the card So what they're saying is that he's gonna come out to do an open challenge.
The
Yeah,
Miz.
Stone Cold, Bobby
It's the
Lashley,
Miz.
Bray Wyatt. I
The
don't
Miz is
know.
hosting, I think. The Miz is.
Oh yeah, the Miz is hosting. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can bring out people, right? But I haven't seen too much of LA Knight for me to be a fan. I just know he's getting over. But I do hope that he does that open challenge at WrestleMania. And I just hope someone fun comes out, It doesn't have to be Stone Cold.
That would be a nice little. That would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Just have it be something that's fun, like a little surprising, and that people know, and just give us a quick 3-minute match. Like
Yeah.
the thing about
you know
LA
what?
Knight
Bring
right
a
now is he doesn't
celebrity.
have to win, huh?
Like bring like a. When I say celebrity, bring like a. Somebody like when they used to bring Pete Rose out and shit. Bring somebody like a Jack Black or Johnny Knoxville or something. Something
Yeah,
funny.
or someone that's been in WWE before, like a Shaq, or Johnny Knoxville, or
Shaq. Oh yeah, Shaq would be very funny.
What's his name? I mean, Snoop Dogg is on the poster for WrestleMania, so I don't know if he has a musical performance or what. If you look at the official poster for WrestleMania, Snoop Dogg's in the middle. He's right there in the middle of everything. So I don't know. I was like, what the? I mean, I guess WrestleMania, they're saying goes Hollywood, but technically it's in SoFi, which is in Inglewood.
Yeah,
My guy Snoop Dogg is from Inglewood, so I don't know. He's on the official poster, like in the middle, literally in the middle. So, I don't think that means he's gonna have a match or anything. The way I took it is
maybe a performance.
He has a performance, yeah.
That'd be cool to have Snoop D-O-double-G.
Yeah, or he's just gonna be chilling, like he'll come back to the backstage and you'll see him a couple times. Maybe you'll see him and Matt Riddle. Their two thing is that they like smoking the thing.
The Riddle is gone, man.
Is he?
He's MIA right now.
Oh yeah, there is some drama, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, same with Randy Orton, who's still recovering from
what
injury.
I thought about was have Randy Orton come out to the LA Knight Open Challenge. That would be great.
Still injured.
Is he?
Or still recovering. He's recovering.
Hey, he just has to hit one RKO.
Oh, dude, he's bad, man. They said that that could have ended his career.
I don't even know what injured him.
I forgot, but yeah, Randy's not there too. So
yeah, it's sad, but I mean, it's sad, but just it's a good thing that their roster's stacked right now.
Yeah, I'm okay with what we got right now.
Mm-hmm, so. For sure.
Added on more shit, whatever. Just I'm good right now. All right, man. Well, that is our talk for WrestleMania 2023. Yep. It's gonna be it should be a really, really good one. On paper, should be good. So I'm just hoping that no botches, or at least minimum botches.
No big botch.
No big botch. I'm hoping everything goes to plan. I'm hoping matches that we think are going to be terrible actually exceed and do good. And I'm just going to have a good time with this guy, and we're just going to enjoy, a wrestling event. I think this is like kind of the first big thing we've been together other than going to like IMAX and shit. So
yeah, even I don't think we've been to an IMAX.
Lately, we went to Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. All right, so then, it's gonna be the first thing we do in a while. Yeah.
Wait, what did we go watch last time we were here?
We saw Batman.
Yeah, the Batman. Mm-hmm. Still one of my favorites. How's that movie not win an Oscar for cinematography?
That is crazy. I don't know what won it, but dang.
I think it was Avatar, wasn't it? Nuts.
Fucking Avatar.
Nuts. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for listening. There will be actually WrestleMania videos on my channel, so look for those. I actually thinking of doing something badass at the end of the night of WrestleMania. Depending, yeah, Albert doesn't know, but maybe I'll do a little something so he can record me at the end of WrestleMania. So, maybe I'll even get the Smoking Skull so we could actually showcase that on this channel and at my other channel at Find Me Toys, and we can put that bad boy right behind me. So who knows? Because I really want this Christian Bale Batman statue, and it's pretty cheap. Or it's cheaper than what it goes for. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. All right, Mr. Marvel. Then we're gonna have to talk, Marvel stuff, because man, it's Marvel and DC, what the hell is going on? But that's for another video at another time, and we will talk about Booker T at another time and how he absolutely got screwed over by
Poor
the
man.
WWE. Wasted potential. Always loved Booker. Spinner Rooney.